Hello, welcome to Get Your Mind On. I'm Lori Stohs. If you think back to the movie about 10 years ago called The Bucket List, what comes to mind? If you didn't see it, it was really a movie about, living your life and what are the things that you want to do before you die. Those things that maybe are different than you would maybe do another time. A goal maybe that you have in mind. So we think about the bucket list and think about what does that mean for you? And it's amazing, some of you may have bucket list because you have a desire, maybe a dream or aspirations to do something you've never done before. You may use a bucket list as a goal list. Some of you are very goal-oriented, so you like to write things down. And that's really sometimes when you write things down and create that bucket list, it becomes more true because you are committed to it, or at least you have it down versus just in your head. So you think about the bucket list, whatever the purpose may be, or maybe you don't even have one, maybe it is in your head. What does that mean for you, a bucket list? I think about bucket list and look at people who have bucket lists, and I hear someone say, oh my gosh, that's on my bucket list. Or I just achieved that, it was on my bucket list. And I see that happiness and see that joy in their life when they talk about those things. And I did some research on top 20 items on a bucket list, and I thought they were really interesting as you'd read through them and might be running a marathon. It may be getting a tattoo, swimming with the dolphins, skydiving, parachuting, hot air balloon rides, those kinds of things, maybe take a trip somewhere. Those were things that I saw on the bucket list. Now, some of them may resonate with you, and some of that you may go, gosh, that's not what's on my bucket list. And that's where I find bucket lists are very personal. But as I looked through and I think about hearing other people's bucket lists, the one thing I don't see on bucket lists ever are the things that when I think about people wanting to do things before they end their life, I look at those and those seem sometimes a little risk-taking. The jumping, parachuting, and hang gliding, and some of those, which are a quick, instant thrill, which you can say you did it and you check it off your list. And some of you have a purpose for that, which is great. I do too. But I think we have to put some thought into what is that bucket list for us. And I think about some of the things that are meaningful to many people that I don't see on the bucket list, which are being that authentic self. When you deal with people towards end of life, and whether it's tomorrow or years from now, they always say one thing. Many of them say, I want to live my life authentically. I don't see that on the bucket list a lot, that I would live my life authentically, or maybe that I would share the emotions that I feel about people. That on a bucket list to tell somebody how you feel about them. Those are great bucket list things, and I think they're meaningful to people, but it's interesting that I don't see or hear people talk about those kinds of things as much, which it's individual, right? There's no judgment around what a bucket list has, but many times our bucket list has those types of things that are maybe goals, aspirations. So I want you to really think about that this week. So for positive charge, number one, do you have a bucket list? If so, look at your bucket list and evaluate and say, why are those things on your bucket list? Are they things that just kind of sound cool to do? Or are they things that are really near and dear to who you are? We are also very different. We all have goals and dreams and aspirations, some emotional, some risk-taking, some connected with people, whatever it might be for you. It's important to have those goals, dreams, and aspirations, but they should be ones that are meaningful to us. So take some time to think about that bucket list. If you don't have one, maybe think about a few things that you'd like to accomplish. But why wait? Why not take some time today to accomplish that list? Thanks for joining us today, and remember to get your mind on.